Hey, how's it going? This is the old dummy. This is the other one. The one that blinks. I gotta put him with the other mod. I gotta move him to the other one. I think I combined all the inside of that thing. I think's what happened. All the insides got combined to the outside. Which would explain a lot of things. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Oh man, I don't feel like picking all that stuff out of there. Well, it might not be too bad if I separate by selection. That'll make it easier. No, I'm sorry, by loose parts. And then to rejoin it all back together. Damn, which one was I? Oh. So the new head will go on the one that's in the car, the body that's, or the dummy that's in the car. But that's the wrong head on that one. So, and then I got the new head that I'm working on that's got the new insides to it. So I guess I need to pull that up, kind of give an idea real quick. Oh, that's loading. I'll be right back. It's still loading. Alright, look at that perfect timing. So this is going to be, that's the background to MotorStorm, or possibly, probably. I'm getting tired of working on it. It's pretty much going to stick to that. Good little background, I guess. Not really sure why it still pops in, but this is where the track's at. What's done of it? It isn't much. There's a lot of stuff missing out of it. Somehow, I don't know how I didn't do it on purpose, but there's another vehicle there. I didn't save it on the map, I didn't think. And that's that. It's just using the magnet from the tornado is all it's doing. So basically the car is the tornado, more or less. It's just cranked up really, really too high. The only reason I got it enabled so I could test car crashes. It's easier just to make a car run into another car by just pressing the key than having to actually run into it. So that's why that's like that. Be great for a Pac-Man game though. You run from the ghost that chase you, or seem to chase you. So yeah, the other dummy. I have to delete these out of here. Since the magnet's on, it's going to cause problems. It's going to cause problems with anything you spawn if you're not intending on using it. Yeah, see, that player one got saved somehow. I don't remember putting it there. Let's load up the other dummy. The dummy. This is the new dummy. Text particles wrong. I already knew that. I knew I had to work on that one. I didn't know how it became that. Somehow it did. I ain't worried about the particle right now though. I just want to get this. Still being influenced by what was spawned here. My attempt to make fire out of a forced item. It's just a mesh, but it blows with the wind. So whatever the wind's doing, it'll do. But it could be better than that. I didn't know what to expect out of that. So what we got here, we got a tongue, a jaw, a brain. This brain's much uglier than the other brain too. I think it's going to do great things, this brain and eye. And that tongue. It's just, that's kind of gross, ain't it? This is just parts that goes underneath. You know, still got the rest of the thing. What happened to my window? Oh, come on now. Why is this why is that blown up so much over there? My chat window got the size of 640 by 480. think that just fixed it. Yeah. Ah, them letters are big again. Well, hell. Guess I'm gonna miss them. I'll see them clear as day. Big ass letters. Like each letter is like the size of a penny on the screen. I did put a custom ground model on that fire just to kind of show what it can do. That's just a track object, but I don't think it, I'm not sure that it worked like the other things do. If I move it into there, it should react. Maybe not. Let me check. Did I save it? Where is that? Oh, I got it. I understand. That is the forced item. That ain't going to work. For some reason, it doesn't work the same as a solid mesh. And I don't know why, but it doesn't. Even though it's got collisions, the ground models aren't doing right for some reason. That's the mesh. I'm turning that animation shit off. It didn't turn out right either. Alright, so that's the mesh. That's just a single mesh without any effects or anything. And this is the ground model that's applied to it. Melt. Once I rebuild the collisions, it should act like a thing that melts. Tears up really. It's really destroying by a crazy amount of friction, like 3 million friction. That's how it's doing it. It's not really melting it. I don't know how it's going to do to this head. We're going to find out. Off you go. Into the fire. You can do it. You can do it. Huh. Nothing. That's kind of strange too. Oh, never mind. That's the rest of the body. I don't know what the deal with this is. It ain't doing right though. Maybe it's just the head. I gotta load a car and see. This is all stuff I'm working on. Just not all the same day. Uh, got lost. Oh, that's not working there either. Surely it should work. The skid marks ain't right either. Man, everything got screwed up. But you know what? If you're playing this game and things are and you're modding, if things are not messing up, then you're not working hard enough. Unless things are breaking, you ain't doing enough work. And you know things start to break, that's when you definitely know you're on the right track. I don't know why it's not working. I ain't worrying about it though right now. Let's get that damn thing in here. Oh, wait a minute. Thing that I'm putting in there. Let me load it up. Let me reload a different level too. Let's load up Cliff since it loads kind of quick. So this is where the head's going to get that other part of the body. See, that's the dummy's outer head. The same one you've seen in Blender. You know, I thought it'd be funny to have one like shooting a bird, you know, the American way of saying you're number one to other motorists on the road. It's hard enough to make his damn arm stay on the wheel or look like it's on the wheel. And that's also got eject. See, it's so hard to make a dummy eject in this game that I had to rig it so that if I want it to seem like he's getting ejected from a bad wreck, I basically have to make him eject. I got it set to the brake right now, which ain't good. Trying to get back in the car, I think. And that's another problem too. Crash Hard, the guy that makes a really cool dummy that when it's got realistic physics and all, he's made a point about the inside of them cars not having collisions. You got to pretty much rig up something to make it stay in place, because it'll just fall through the car. That's what'll happen. Oh yeah, and somebody asked about importing these cars into Blender. If you were to take the car, like as you see it here, and put it in Blender, you just go to Export Collider, and you pick what. Well, in this case, I'll pick the same vehicle folder that thing's in, and or I'll put it in there. It don't matter really. It's supposed to have all the textures when it gets into Beam. Unlike just importing into GAE, these will come in with the textures mostly. And unless you've seen these inside of Blender or 3D Studio being rendered, and you're missing out. I tell you, if they ever put rendering, ray tracing in the game, man, it's going to look good. It's going to look good. Tell you a question to ponder. What would you want? Ray tracing, would you want the sunlighting to be real, the reflections to be real, the ambient occlusion to be real? I guess that'll come with the sun. Or go full on path tracing, where everything's traced. That'd be the ultimate thing, though. Thing is, Beam doesn't require much GPU as much as it does CPU. So GPU, if you got a 4080 or better or something, you know, you don't have a problem. But like, it still does take CPU to do that stuff too. And the game's already using a heavy load of CPU. I don't know that maybe that's what Vulkan's going to improve or not. I just don't know. Import DAE. I might have did this wrong. In fact, I think I did. Yeah, I did. I did do it wrong. I screwed up. I lied to y'all. I lied. You don't do it that way. No, you don't. You got to go into the main menu, and you got to enable this user interface thing. Add an app. Add GLTF exporter. Now don't worry about the J-beam and all that shit. That ain't gonna make it. But that's how you export it. Now once that's exported, you can import that version, the GLB, into Blender. Now, I don't think the DAE does anything. I don't think it does. I'll look and see, but I don't think it does anything. Well, it's loading something up. I thought it was. No, it didn't load anything. So yeah, you have to do the import GLTF, GLT, whatever it's, GLB, glyphed. Crazy what it did with those textures. They're not right though, but at least they got something on them. And the thing is, if you look at these materials in the shader, they're pretty complex compared to like just the basic base color map. So these things do have various things on it. Here's a shitter thing, man. You export that back to Beam, all that shit's going to be ignored down there, and only that base color is going to make it. So, I don't know why that is, but that's just the way it is. Maybe because it's not, I don't know. They got another program this guy made that I tried to use, but I couldn't figure it out. I don't know. It's an extension of for doing the textures in Beam, and he like charges like $3 a month for the Patreon. But I was wanting to do a video on it and to share it with folks and say, hey, this is a great thing to get, but I couldn't figure it out. I may not have it in here now. I thought I took it out, but one time there it is, import export JBeam materials. Imports collidophiles, processes, or other node materials. I think that's it. Mod path, target, gas, see. I don't remember what to do. Where it's at exactly. Yes, I don't know. I forgot. I think I uninstalled it and it's not showing everything. Or I have to import it into here. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. Alright, so this thing, let's get the head. That head is going to go. That's going to replace it, but we need the other one. We need the one from the one that is dummy 3. How's that damn thing still showing up? Yeah, see, I imported that thing as GLTF, and it's, guys, just a little different. I'm just importing the one that normally I'd import in. Where's the J-beams at? See, that's another thing. I don't have the J-beams that I already made for this. I knew this was going to be a pain in the ass. I knew it was going to be. That's why I've been procrastinating it so long. So I have to open up the Blender file that's got the rest of the stuff with it if I want it to work. What is that? That ain't right. I don't know what the hell I was doing there, but that ain't right. And that's not right either. That's Tony Cartney, motorcycle guy. And that's the one before all of them started. Man, what happened to my damn... Alright, let me do it this way then. Alright, so this has J-beams. I get the stuff out of here. I don't think that's right. Hey, how's it going? I see you over there now. It's going to be some boring stuff here now. Everybody watches this stuff, and we get a good night's sleep. It's going to be a lot of times I ain't really got nothing to say. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I don't want to pull it up now. It'll show all your information on there. But I'll get to it. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever done what you've done, or what, or if anyone's done what you're attempting to do. I wonder. I can use the same. I don't think I can use the same J-beam. Like that jaw works on the skull, but I don't think I can also assign it the same one to. Or can I? I think I might can. I just have to make another group, but with the same name, but just a different flex body. And it'll control them both. That'd save a lot of time, since that's already made. I can just link that to that, but this has to have its own J-beam now. If somebody's done it before, then yeah, it's possible to do it. It's just a matter of how much. There's got programming involved in that. It won't be something I can do. That's some stuff that's kind of pretty in depth, man. Yeah, just for example, that tornado code, not the code for the tornado, but the code for the thing my friend made. Version 4.0. I'm sorry, version 5, the one that's in the video that everybody was asking about. I mean, just looking at the J-beam, I mean the Lewis stuff for that damn thing. You know, this is just to make the damn box move around the screen to go where you want it to go, and it float. I tried to like dissect this stuff and pick it apart, and I don't know what all this shit is. I could send it to ChatGTP and it can explain it, but it's not going to help me reprogram it. You know, so it's not using that code. Yeah, that's why that's kind of on hold. After using that box to get around, it's so much better. So much better than trying to do it with a damn unicycle. That thing just sucks. I only used it because it doesn't fall over, and it can pretty much take any damage. But I looked at its code. I think I can use part of what it's got going for it to apply to another vehicle. So the vehicle can flip over. It won't be susceptible to damage, and I can use anything to get that damn tornado around the screen. But the levitating thing by far is the best option. But he's like, no, I don't want to give that code away. So I proposed. I said, well, let's let somebody like Carversus do a video on it and see kind of what the response will be if people want it or not. And if they want it, then you could probably sell it. That'd probably be what he. But I haven't even submitted it to him yet. I have not. I got a lot more to do to it. You got the paid plan or the free one? Paid one's smarter. Tony, he's a programmer. The one that Tony Cartney, he's a programmer, and he knows about that shit. And he said what happens, because he uses it. He said he does use ChatGPT to aid in his work, but he says it forgets. Like really long ones, it'll forget stuff. But it's very useful. For me, it redid the entire force field lure so that it would work as a tornado instead of a force push. It was a force suck, I guess you could call it. force pull. And it also had to reprogram it so that it wouldn't switch vehicles. It'd stay on the same vehicle no matter what. And stay on all the time. See, before force field would turn off if you changed vehicles. And it would go to whatever vehicle you're on at the time. But it had to not be that way for the tornado. It has to be where it only will activate when it's active. Only one thing will be active at a time. Because you couldn't run from it, anything like that before, because it did not stay on. So as soon as you switched off of it to a vehicle to run from it, then that vehicle became the suction. So, but it was able to fix that shit in like 1 minute, under a minute. I've been trying to get it to do that for like 2 years. I just trying different things and not half-ass knowing what I was doing. But no, what I did didn't do anything. It did not work. You know, I don't even know much about cars. I like this thing because of the physics and making unique things. I'm not even really crazy about cars. So I know what a piston is. I know those are the things that, you know, you can sling through the oil block or through the engine block if you run it out of oil. Sling a rod, as they call it. Oh, you can hear me twice. What about now? Do you hear me twice? Or maybe that's what's... Can you hear? Can you hear? I see. It's recording. But I might have the other mic in there too, and it's recording that one also at the same time. It recording two different microphones at the same time. Let's unplug it. Good. Yeah, that's what that was. I didn't know it'd do that. It recorded two inputs at once, man. It's crazy. So this songbitch here needs to be connecting to that there songbitch. That's going to make that move. I may not end up doing this no skin with an opening mouth. But I figure if the jaw opens and closes, and what a shame not to have the other layers open and close too. Yeah, Google Drive I guess is fine too. I use OneDrive because you know it's no bullshit. You just click and get. You can tell somebody a link and they can go get it. You don't have to try to play this damn game where you're trying to find the right link and not some bullshit that it sends you to, like Media Fox or MediaFire or whatever that one is, or the other one that people use. I don't like them. I won't download from them sites. People give me links all the time. Hey, can you check this out? Can you check that out? And they give me a link. I'm like, no, I ain't fooling with that. I ain't fooling with it. I ain't got time to fool with all that. I don't know why these folks that make these sites that share the stuff. Why? I don't know. Maybe they get 5 cents per wrong click or something, or maybe it's very lucrative. I don't know. I just won't deal with them. So if you don't get your little points where you want them to be, you're gonna have hell getting that damn thing to connect. It's already hard enough to get things to connect and stay connected and be a tight fit. But if you don't get these nodes close together, when you go to connect them, there's gonna be a lot of slack. Now you can compensate for some of that with the pre-compression, but it's better if you get them nodes right where you want them. Now, see, this is not the piece of the lower chin for that other part. This is the, this is the J beam for that. That no skin jaw. Where is it at? That. See, I got to move that now. So it's got to start off with an open mouth, since the jaw is like that. And this is where you realize, wait a minute, if that thing opens its mouth, then what's on the inside of that? There's no inside of the mouth for it. No, but you would see the skull. The skull would be the next thing you see. The jaw, the teeth. If there's, yeah, there are teeth on it, and the top part of the skull. But other than that, that's what you'll see when that opens. Probably should have a back to it, like a throat. But I do want to get this done this year. Lua, the only way you can learn that is to start messing with it. You got to load something up that you know what it does. Like, this does that. And just start changing some things about it. You should have better luck trying to have ChatGTP modify a Lua than trying to write a whole new one. Because I tried to have it write new ones for me too. I told it when I spawn this lightning and I shoot it one time, I want to randomly have it reset every 3 seconds. It couldn't do that. It didn't do it, or it didn't do it right. And it was convinced it was right. But it does say too, like some things use the language can be a little different. Like what Beam uses may not be exactly what the other things use in their Lua. It might be a little slightly off. But I did make it do some things, and pretty good luck with it. And it's only getting smarter. When I first started it, I didn't know shit about Beam really. Now it's pretty smart. It's able to do a lot more. The guy, Rob Heritage, said that they're told, he works for them now. He said, yeah, they told them all to embrace ChatGTP. So it's here to stay. It's going to be changing the landscape probably of a lot of things, I'd assume. And people got to stay on top of it. They want to be part of that. I mean, anybody would be ridiculously wrong to think that it's not going to change everything. It's going to make everything better, I think. It's going to make everything so much better. Maybe code finally will have some tolerance where it ain't got to be exactly right. It can have a little variation and it figure out, well, maybe this was what was wrong. Well, we'll just do this and see if it fixes it. And it do it on its own, so you don't got to sit there and figure it out. Code sucks now. You have one little damn quote missing, or one little comma where there shouldn't be a comma, and the whole damn thing don't work. It ain't very smart. Like games they're not really very error tolerant when it comes to that stuff. All right, so that J-beam is going to be no skin J-beam. No skin NS. But I already got one no skin, so this has got to be no skin jaw. Apply all my transforms because it's not where it needs. It's not where it needs to be. Now it'll be where it's supposed to be. And export this J-beam. Now where's it going to put it? That's a good question. Oh, dummy test 3. That's where it's going. Now if I load up that in the beam editor, and I load up the existing one, you can see it's kind of easy to attach them. Problem is when you get a lot of stuff, it gets hard to tell what's what. That's the one thing I don't like. It's difficult in here to tell things apart from one another because it really sucks to navigate in here using these keys on the keypad. You can only get so close to it, and then you'll be inside of it. So it's a little pain in the ass to navigate and stuff, but it works. And see, here's where I gotta load the other one in here now and add it to the rest. It's a lot of stuff, man, making one of these things. Cube. So, yep, that's our new cube. There's our nodes, beams, and triangles. Add audio, that's what I'm trying. Lua. Yeah, you can do that. I did it. You can definitely add audio like if you mean when the mesh spawns, like it can play while the mesh spawns, when you spawn it. That's the one I got working, but I didn't write it. Tony wrote it. Basically, whenever your mod spawns, you can have anything attached to it. It'll play. I tried to get ChatGPT to loop it, and it didn't loop it. It said it did, but it didn't. So I just made a really long recording and just figure, well, they'll probably respawn it by the time it runs out. And it works. So I got that Smokey and the Bandit one talking. It's just random, though. It's not programmed to damn say something when you hit something. But that can be done, too. I didn't ask him to do that, but that could be done. So here's our new jaw here. Got one little square. We'll connect it to the other one. But it's not. Doesn't look like it's where it was at. It doesn't look like where it was inside of Blender. I thought I had that. Perfect, man. Perfect. It's off. It is not exactly right. I can still try to connect it. So I'll just go ahead and add the connection points here and then move them over to the other mod, the other file open in here. It should hold it, hopefully. All right, now we got to move these over to the other one. We got to make a new group also. and a new flex body for that lower chin, the meaty chin, whatever you want to call it. That needs to be renamed. So that'll be no skin chin. No skin chin. No skin chin. I like Asian name. No skin chin. Yeah, I don't know about that. They got their shit locked up in the C++, like it's locked. So Tony told me. Some stuff they got where you can mod it, and some stuff they don't want everybody to see. There's stuff that it's like they don't want people messing with. And I believe the sounds, like the car sounds, the only thing you're really going to be able to do is have it make a sound when it spawns, or you can change the motor sounds and stuff. But to add a custom sound for like a gear change or something like that, I don't think anyone's done it. If they have, then it can be done. But if no one's done it yet, surely someone tried. If they couldn't do it, then they would have done it. You know what I mean? If they couldn't have done it, somebody would have done it by now. Is what I'm trying to say. The game's been out 7 years. How long? Somebody would have made a custom sound and put it in it if it was possible. I would think. I mean, to do everything else in the game, that would be something I would think people would want to do. Um, but I'm sure that shit's got to be written out in Lua. It's not something that you're going to be able to just do. Um, I don't think it's something you can just add to the JBeam, but maybe it is. Because the thing is, it I think it gets those sounds from. They use this thing called Fmod. I believe is what it is. It preloads all the sounds and stuff like a bank, like a keyboard bank. All this instruments load when you turn it on, kind of thing. And it has to be certain sound handlers for different things. I believe they got to be added to the data block and shit. It's not going to just do it. Not like adding an emitter, a sound emitter, and it making it. But it'd be something to look into. You might be the one person to figure it out. You do use the right format too. I always use Vorbis, and I use the compressor is Vorbis. The format is let me tell you, hold on a minute. So anytime I got a sound, I put it in here, Wave, MP3, whatever. I OGG and the codec Vorbis. That's what I use. That's what they use, so that's what I use. And it mixes down the audio and puts it in that format. This is like an incredibly good compressor that makes the files really small. No skin chin. That's our flex body. I need to add no skin chin. Now it uses the same. That's not the right. Yeah, it is. That's the right texture. No skin chin. Now it gets exported. But before I export that, I want to make sure the JBeam's working. So we'll just get those over now. So what group? We're going to give it a new group. And I think JA was the one for the jaw. It'll be put in here. Group. So that's where our nodes go. And you have to put a place for the beams in there. So we're going to put them in where something else is already at. TH. EE was skull. At least it don't matter that much. And we'll put our connections in there along with it. And then the triangles. All right, let's see what we get. That damn particle's got to go. But there's our chin piece. What particle is that? I got to fix that. That's damn insane. No, I don't know that name. Never seen it. Or if I did, I didn't know I seen it. Don't know that one. There's a lot of them out there, though. See, like this is a fox. This is how like the sounds added to like when the thing spawns. It spawns in, but also it's got a particle 105. Yeah, see how that was added. You can increase the volume too if you want to make it louder. Um, but yeah, that's just to add the sound that plays when it spawns. No, it won't let me post that in the comments. Let's see with that mod, that Tornado 4.2. Well, my J-beam chin is on there. Yeah, I seen a tornado somebody made too. It looked like one of my old ones, just a mesh. This is mine, and it's missing part of it for some reason. It's another one of them damn Scooby Doo mysteries, man. I don't know what the hell happened, but that's just the bottom of it, where the disturbance field's at. Top was a thing that went up into the sky, and mine moves, and it sucks in other cars. I don't know that theirs did that, but my first few didn't move, and then I figured out how to use hydros to make it move some. But it wasn't until I got that Lua done with ChatGTP that it actually started to do like it's supposed to do. See, it's got that sound. I don't know what's going on with the other part. There'd be no point in making something that big. Hell, the maps aren't that big. We don't even have a map that's like that big. For EF5, a mile wide, it'd be kind of a waste, really. I mean, I wouldn't see how you do it. I would see how you do a 5. I think I made the 3, one about the size of a 3, but the particle size, you can only get up to 50 meters for a particle. That's it. It doesn't go any higher. I think it's the other one. 203. These things are all screwed up. You can send links to my channel. I got it where links can get processed. It should be on. Yeah, YouTube don't want people sending pictures like that. They have all kinds of issues of people who are sending pictures back and forth. It ended up being one of those adult sites if they did that. They got on to me about my thumbnail looking too real. They said you can't use thumbnails like that. They explained it as, well, a thumbnail, everybody has to see it. You can't opt out of seeing the thumbnail like you could to opt out of not watching a video. And they said to make sure it's clear that it is a game, it's not real. You got to give it a lot of context, but it's not a problem to use gory stuff. You just got to put a lot of context with it. Make no mistake, they like people to make stuff that gets attention, whether it's violent or not. They love that. They love all them views, you know. So they just have to do it in a way that's, you know, somewhat not too bad, but you know, as long as there's warnings and stuff, you know, that's all that matters. People then can't say nothing about it. They're like, well, you're warned. Go in there and look at it. And there's a guy, he does nothing but those websites, those kill sites, those gore sites. And he doesn't show anything on there, but he talks about it in vivid detail and talks about what actually the like what led up to whatever it is, like, you know, the cartel member that got caught and he was stealing from them, and you know they go and explain all that stuff, but he can't show that stuff on there. He might can show a photo, but nothing that's. I've heard somebody else say too, like you can't have video of people punching one another, but that's not true. I've seen lots of those. I guess it all depends on, I don't know. There's a lot of misinformation about that stuff, about what you can and can't do. My main thing is like you can't really play like music. Like I could not hook my music keyboard up right now and start playing a song that's a real song and monetize at the same time. It won't let me do that. It'll say it's a, well, it picks up on the song, it recognizes it, and it realizes it's a own property. Smart them things are. That's why I do all my own original shit. That way I ain't got to worry about it. People also pay YouTube to have their own music. Yeah, there's a lot of them. I like the one where that guy's doing the. This guy thought he was going to be tough. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot the guy's name. He's on every time I turn on YouTube, I see one of his videos. And I don't know if I'll see. Damn, what is that? Oh, the damn. This guy thought he was going to be a tough guy. They're usually shorts. They're all shorts, so they're not. They're like one of these. Yeah, I think it's one of those. I don't see the name though. I don't want to click on it, but it's one of those guys that do that. Is what I watch. I'll watch him. I'll watch him a pretty good bit too. He's pretty funny. He like says what we're all thinking, kind of thing. Yeah, I don't see his little picture anywhere. He's probably click on his site. You can't pause these either. That's the thing. When you click on them, they don't pause. I don't want to. Somebody say I'm stealing their shit. I had one person try to use my video. One person. One person, and I didn't even bother me a damn bit. It's not like I'm making a lot of money off of it anyway. Yeah, there's something in here. I forget where it's at. You can check to see if anybody's using any of your stuff, and I'll tell you whether or not where they are and how much of it it's how much of a percentage of it they're using, um, and all that good stuff. But you know, they also got it where you can clip people's audio and play it. So I don't know if that's something how much you can get away with. A lot of the guys they do these videos that are like public videos. Like there he is. There's that dude. Yeah, whatever his name is the one I like to watch. YouTube is bad about them damn commercials, man. They're pushing, pushing, pushing for everybody to get that premium. The premium, the premium. It costs like 14 a month, maybe. Or I think it was around 14 bucks a month, but you don't get no commercials. And if you don't want the commercials, and you're like, they don't bother. Or if you do want the commercials, and you say, well, they don't really bother me, I can just skip them. Yeah, you can skip them, but here's the deal: if you're working out, you're on the weight bench, and you're down there doing some work, and then it goes to one of them damn commercials, and your phone's not next to you, then it'll be one of those really long ones that will go on for like 10 minutes. That you can't. You have to press skip for it to go to the next thing, or it'll play like all 10 minutes of it. Who knew that there could be like a 10-minute video for World of Warships? It's a long ass commercial. Yeah, premium just all that just so you don't have commercials to watch is all that's for. Now, there's other benefits to it too, but I don't know, man. I got too many subscriptions I already pay for, and that's just another one to add to the mix. This is the other one that I like to mess with. This Reason. You can get all kinds of sounds from this too. I mean, pretty much any sound you can imagine is in here. Reason is like what the equivalent of like a $10,000 music workstation is would be. What it where it's got every little thing you could ever imagine. And you're talking about sounds, like your car sounds. Give me a second here. Hold on 1 minute. don't know. I don't know if this is gonna play or not. I don't know if I have to have it. I don't know if I have to have it set up to record in OBS. See, I don't have. See, I don't see it doing it. If it is picking it up, it's only because the earpiece is picking it up. Desktop audio active. I guess it is picking it up. I don't know. I can't hear. Yeah, you know, you just do what you can do. I what I was gonna say is the people that make these sounds, they got them like. This is who they need to make. This is who they need to do to make the engines. If they can make a damn one of them wind instruments or one of these violin things sound so real, imagine what they could do with a car engine. Because all the stuff. I don't play these kinds of instruments in real life, so. I like the electric guitar myself. It's my favorite one. One of my favorites. Hell is what it's. Hell Spawn. Send what? I guess I can see if this thing. I can see if it's gonna. I can do a quick test and see if it gives me a warning. I've been wanting to see it anyway. See if it's gonna do it. Let me see. Keys. Yeah. Yeah. I guess but this also does audio. You can do any kind of vocal effects. Anything, everything. I don't know if it'll do it though while I'm streaming. I don't think it will. I tried it before to have an alternate voice while I'm doing this stuff, and it did not work. Yeah, because the way it's got to be, I think the way it's got to be configured, you got to pick an audio input source, and like I'm using this headset. I'm not using the good microphone. So whatever is recording now, this headphones one here. Yeah, that's what the stream's picking up, but it also, oh, I forgot I unplugged it. I guess it ain't gonna work if it's unplugged, isn't it? See, I got the output as my stereo, so it's gonna be a lot of feedback. Does it sound any different? Does it sound different, or does it sound the same? Does it sound any different? Coming to the movies this fall. I never really hear this stuff coming back through a speaker like this. Let's see here. Like that Fallout voice too, like from the announcer. The sound, yeah, it's gonna squeal really bad. It's not going to work. I've changed the output. This Reason, it's a audio recording thing, like for vocals. And let me see if I can change this to play out of my earpiece instead of the speakers, because that way, nope. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot there's a mixer too. Man, it's a lot of stuff involved with all this stuff, man. It's like, I'm not even seeing the app in here. Yeah, I'd probably have to end the stream. I probably have to end the stream to get it to work. Harmony. 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 Harmony.
Happy Triad. Happy Triad. Hello, 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 hello. How are you? How are you? How are you? Hello. How are you doing today? Pitch shift, pitch. Some of these are, yeah, they ain't gonna do right. They're not gonna do right. That sounds like a alien. Lord of the Pit. Lord of the Pit. Yeah, it's using a voice changer. It's just effects. They could work on a guitar. They could work on a guitar too. They could work on a guitar. They could work on any instrument. Mic. Whatever. 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 Time. About to get it. Wife's about to start banging on the wall in here. Sub-octave enhancer. Sub-octave enhancer. Hello. 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 Up. Sound. Synchronize octave. Whole tone harmonizer. Wizards and warriors. Punk teacher. That sounds a little different. Lord of the Pit. Psychedelic shear. Nine chords at one time. 9 chords at one time. But yeah, that's pretty much, this is what I like to mess around with. And every week they give you new sounds. That's included. And you can sample the different sounds it's got.
Some of them I don't care much for. Some of them are pretty good. No, you shouldn't do that. Don't work out the mod folder, man. You're just going to cause yourself a lot of pain and suffering. That's not where you work out of, a mod folder. You're supposed to work out of the user folder. Mods are for mods that are made. Or they're repo mods and you unpack them. That's where they unpack them to. But that isn't the ideal place to work on anything. You need to put them like here, like in the user folder here, like that. And one thing, the main reason is the stuff gets saved there. It's where it saves all that shit that you do. And you got it in the mod folder. and you're trying to work on a level, for example, you can forget that. You're not never going to share it. It's not going to share. I worked out of the mod folder too when I first started, and I found out really quickly how it was a bad idea. And then later on, Rob Heritage confirmed that yeah, it's a bad idea, my friend. Do not work out of the mod folder. People think because it's a mod, it's got to go in the mod folder. No, mod folders are for zip mods or from repo mods that are still zipped. If you make a mod and you compress it, you can put it there. But to work on it, you need to have it undone. Now, it doesn't pack it for you here, but it's not hard to pack. You just make a folder called vehicles and you put that folder in that folder and you zip it. That's all you got to do. Yeah, if you put it in a mod folder, you're just going to cause yourself a lot of grief. Because everything you do, if you're working on a level, all that stuff's getting saved right to the user folder anyway. And it's gonna have you're gonna have multiple files of the same damn thing in different places, and you can't combine them. So people make maps all the time, and they try to share a map, and they realize, well, wait a minute, you can't do it like that. The only exception to that is if it's a vanilla map that everybody's already got. A developer map, you can edit that and only use the saved stuff from the user folder uh, to make the rest of the mod. But anything else, no. I mean, if it works for you, then more power to you. But it's just risky. It's risky. You know, another friend of mine, he insists on packing shit in the install path where it says do not install anything. And I asked him, I said, why do you do that, man? I was like, you know, it says right there, don't put anything here. He's like, ah, it's just easier. Okay. Everybody, I guess, to each their own, I guess. You know, I wouldn't do it because it bloats the damn game. You never get that shit out once you put it in there unless you reinstall it. But they don't make it very clear. And you know, it's like cooking. There's many ways to cook a pie or cook something to eat or whatnot. Everybody does it a little different. But if you're not working on maps and you're just working on vehicles, and it probably ain't that big a deal. But if you're working on maps, and you ain't gonna ever get them combined. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. If you're making a map and you're in edit mode and you're painting the terrain, you're making the terrain different, you're adding stuff to it and whatnot, all those changes are getting sent right to the user folder in levels, in whatever level it is that you're working on. All right, that's where all the things you've done to a level or to a mod get saved. Now, if you change a mod's texture you're working on in the unpack folder, well, it's going to put those changes in the user folder for those textures that you save. They're going to be in the vehicles folder in another folder of the same thing that's in unpacked, and it's going to contain the changes that you got for the textures. And it's like, why try to combine all that shit after the fact when you can have it all together at the same time, so it's saving everything to the one place? That's the whole thing about it. You be running all around town looking for all this different stuff. The only thing you'd cause an issue with your game is this would be considered an unpacked mod, basically. You ain't supposed to have but like 10 at the most at any time. And if you count the ones I got, one, two, three, four, five, and there's two levels, you know, that's not 10, but all that shit matters because they all load at the same time. They all are loading everything off this. If I load the tornado, if I just have it in here and I load a different mod entirely, then the Lua from that one's going to apply to all of them. It's just the way they got it, where they got it sharing all the mods load at the same time. That's why they don't want any of the particles edited, because it's going to be a damn nightmare if everybody starts editing them. Basically, you can edit a Lua if it's inside the mod folder. Like there's a Lua folder in there. You can put whatever in there that you can do. Yeah, that'll be fine. But to do it the way I do it, where I got a Lua folder in the user folder, like that, that's got the tornado stuff, it's got the particle stuff. For me to pack that in a mod, that's got to go in the zip file, but not in the vehicles folder. It's got to be in the same folder the vehicles folder's in, but separate. Same thing with the art. These graphics for the skid marks that make them look like they're in the ground, like tire ruts and stuff. That has to be in the art folder, but not in the vehicle folder also. Now that is a pain in the ass to get all these together when you want to test a mod because, well, you got to remove it all out of here to test it as a zip file, or it's going to be loading out of here too. But yeah, I don't even try to do anything in that folder. In fact, if I download somebody's mod, I won't even put it in the mod folder. I'll open up the zip file and I'll copy the contents and put it right in the user folder. I do got a couple things I use. The minute I put them in there, I end up deciding, well, I want to edit that, and you can't edit it when it's in there. So, but yeah, everybody does it a little different. Um, you can make a trigger to have sounds play on a map. Like when you enter a certain box, it'll play a sound, a custom sound. See, I made a head of a Jason Voorhees, like the first mod I made, I think, and I wanted him to grunt. So like if you run into him, instead of hearing a crash sound, you'd hear a grunt sound. And Car Killer said he didn't think that was possible. Not the way they got it now. But what you can do is have it spawn and grunt all day long, just as a spawning sound. And but the car crash sounds and all that shit, they could make them a lot better. I could make them a lot better. They don't ever sound like they do in real life. Real life has like that weird honeycomb from the bumper crushing sound that you only hear when a car hits another car. It's a funny sound that's very unique, and it's undeniable. You when you hear it, you know a car just crashed because it's like the only sound that makes that sound. It's like a particular crunch sound, but the game don't sound like that. And if you wanted to add that, you can't exactly do it. Not the way they got it. I don't know how you would do it other than I don't know. So all that stuff's in the install path. Pretty sure it's in the. All right, look at when the game loads. When you load a level or load a mod, it writes a log file. It tells you everything that it did. There's in these logs. Anytime you load a game, you're gonna have a log. It's gonna make a log, and you can open the log and read it, and it'll tell you what all it did. And you can read on, and you can find out about the sounds, where it's doing the different sounds, where it's loading in the memory, what it's using to load it. If it's using like these created fmod device speakers, sorry, um, you go through and you can see all the different stuff that it loads, graphics, sounds, and whatnot. And it, like with the audio, when I was looking at it, it says like how it loaded it into. It basically loads it like a bank. Yeah, sound effects mod project, music assets, speech, vehicle assets, bank. See, that's where your sounds are. Art, sound, fmod, desktop, banks. I don't have no way to edit that. I wouldn't even know how to begin to edit that. Preload sample data, false or true? Oh, all these are false. Um, vehicle preload bank's true. But if you track that down, it would be should be in the install path. Content, art, sounds, Fmod, and here's the banks. These are where those sounds are stored for like the car crashes and all that. Now, how do you edit that? I mean, if you could edit it, open it up in your audio editing thing and just interject in there what would be a sound of something to replace the sound that's in it with something different. Yeah, I don't even know. I asked ChatGTP, probably with Fmod. Be my guess. The developer tool, I don't know exactly what it is. It has some shit to do with the sound. That's what all of them use. Fmod. Get Fmod. Uh, be some shit if we figured it out. I don't see an email about no motor. Now I got one of it from someone asking about textures and one about extending the map, but I don't see any others. Desktop application for creating adaptive audio. Fmod engine for integration of Fmod runtime with custom engines. For integration of Fmod runtime with Unity, Unreal, plugins, third-party plugins, learning resources. Fmod Studio. Integration of the Fmod runtime with custom. I guess that one. I think I screwed up the stream. I don't think it's streaming anymore. I accidentally clicked up here and moved something. All right, let me install this and see what we get. I don't want to put it there. We'll try. Maybe it'll work. Yeah, you can put a link in here. Should be able to. All right. Import assets. Oh, there's no bank in there. No bank file. Okay. Banks.